Okay, so we are back here in Shimousa, beginning section 10, Portakantaka, Kala Sutra Hell. That's not the right title. That's missing stuff in the title. Why'd they remove that? So the original title for this is Kala Sutra Samgata Naraka. So first off, it keeps with the Hindu naming conventions. Naraka is basically the equivalent of hell, and it has Kala Sutra and Samgata in it, and that will be very apparent once we reach the end of the section and face both Berserker Kala Sutra and Rider Samgata at the same time. Spoilers, but yeah, that's a mistake on NA's part. Maybe they'll change it at the midsection. We'll see. For now, let's go into the story. Lots of names for heck. There are many names for heck.
Another beautiful blue sky. I really love this weather. I'm glad it's such a nice day out for a trip back. If it was raining, my kimono would have gotten all filthy. I paid real good money for this outfit, so I want it to look nice for as long as possible.
I didn't think you cared about that sort of thing.
Of course I do. I enjoy looking good too, you know. Though I do forget all about that when it comes time to fight a duel. I may run around doing whatever I feel like now, but back where I grew up, I was pretty lucky to know lots of good people. Both this obi and kimono are proof of that. Hell, I wouldn't even have had the money for my swords without help from various people who I've met. Anyway, at the rate we're going, we should be back at Grandpa Muramasa's hermitage in an hour or so. Let's hustle. I bet he'll have some piping hot white rice ready and waiting for us. Maybe even enough for seconds.
I can't say anything about white rice or seconds, but yes, I would love to meet another friendly servant. It seems that the heroic spirit swords masters didn't expect Master to be here in Shimousa. And we now know that they see him as a threat. The more allies we have on our side, the better. I am worried about Kiyohime, but...
Same here. Now that we know that they can manipulate her mind, they may go after her again. Still, Old Man Tajima said he has a plan in place, and that we'd only get in the way if we stuck around. So we couldn't really stay in the castle any longer anyway. Not if it meant I'd have to fight him to do so.
Indeed. We have no choice but to entrust Lord Tajima with the princess's care. Besides, I believe he would finally draw his sword if the time came to protect her.
I hope so, but that old man seems like he cares about other people's lives even less than I do. Tajima no Kami Dono is a master of the Yagyu Shinkageryu, and one of the greatest swords masters under the sun. We have nothing to fear in regard to the princess's safety.
I see. I didn't even notice you were here. No wonder you're a top-level ninja.
Hey, Danzo. Could I say something? Very well. It's okay to speak up sooner if you want to join the conversation. Say, when I was talking about the weather. Understood. Today's weather is beautiful. I shall enter that into my database. I just mean you could have jumped in around then too, you know? We're here walking the same path together and all. Understood. Same path. I shall enter that into my database.
I see. I didn't even notice you were here.
Anyway, since we're all walking the same path and all, why don't we take some time to enjoy it? It's not like we're in a hurry, right? Correct. I have not been assigned a specific deadline by which this mission must be completed. My new orders from Tajima Dono are to gather information around Shimousa, and to ensure that all of you arrive safely at your destination. Okay, nothing in your orders precludes you from enjoying this walk, so it should be fun for you to join us for a bit of conversation.
Precludes. What a fancy word. You must have learned a lot in your travels, Musashi Dono. Yes, Donzo Dono? What is it? Something on my face. If you're trying to hide yourself right now, I'm afraid it's not working. At all.
My apologies. I was simply observing you out in the open, as I had determined I did not need to hide.
So, that was intentional then?
At any rate, Kotaro Dono, may I ask you a question? Are you sure you are uninjured? During your battle, Tajima no Kami Dono ordered me to leave the princess and go outside the castle. But you stayed behind and fought the villain to keep the princess safe. Not only that, you suffered a terrible injury when you shielded that young man from a surprise attack. And yet, you are still so sprightly.
Oh, now I see. You found that strange, huh?
Since you are a ninja, at first I thought that it may be due to some sort of ninjutsu. I recall you telling me that you were a Sagami ninja before, after all. But I searched my database and was unable to find any ninjutsu that would explain your rapid recovery.
I see. Thank you for your concern, but I'm quite alright. My body is quite different from an ordinary person's, but it's not because of any ninjutsu.
But I know you are not a machine like I am. While I have not had the sensation myself, I am aware that living creatures experience pain when they are wounded. I am unable to feel such things as humans do, but I have also heard that pain can be unbearable to them.
Well, there are certainly some wounds that can't be healed, but don't worry, mine weren't like that. What's more, I'm still the head of a ninja clan, even if I may not look like it. Pain is nothing new to me.
I see. Understood. Huh. Seemed like you two were having a nice talk, then it just kinda stopped. Is she walking faster now, too?
I wonder if I did something to offend her.
I don't think so. If anything, I think it's the opposite.
I think so too.
Right, right? My finely tuned feminine intuition is telling me she's into him. I may be clueless when it comes to my own relationships, but I'm always dead on when it comes to other people's. So buck up, Kotaro. She only said those things to you in the first place because she cares about you.
If you say so. I don't know what to think myself.
What am I doing? He's just an enemy, nothing more. There is no need for me to concern myself with his well-being. Then again, a ninjutsu that can instantly heal wounds could be a significant threat. My duty is to learn as much as possible about the enemy, after all. At least, that's what I believed. What is going on? Could some part of me be broken? Or could it be that I'm feeling the effects of that evil aura from last night? Go on, lap it all up. Don't leave a single drop behind. My bottle isn't just for pouring. It can also lap up suffering, regret, and hate. and turn them into the finest wine imaginable. Sure you don't want some? It's delicious, you know. Please hurry, before someone from the castle sees you. I don't mind you collecting the remains of the great serpent that that Paraiso Dono had summoned, but please be quick. I know. Sorry for the trouble. I promise soon it'll be all done. At any rate, Donzo. Oh, lovely Donzo. Yes? You're working as a spy under Castor's orders, right? You're not developing a soft spot for your marks, are you? Surely you jest. I am here only to fulfill my master's orders. Your master's orders, huh? You mean like Chiome? Ma, you ninjas sure do have it rough. Doesn't being your master's obedient little puppet get old? It would for me. I don't think I could last even a day like that. I know exactly what you're thinking. All the time that you were hiding up near the ceiling, you couldn't take your eyes off of that red-headed boy, could you? You must really like him, huh? What was it he said again? Ah, that's right. Something about how a ninja without a heart is no more than a blade. Nice words from such a cute boy. I could easily see someone falling for that charm. He's not quite my type anymore, but if I were still alive, I'd have been on him like white on rice. Surely you jest. Is that how you want to play this? Are you sure? Okay, if that's how you want it. Doesn't make any difference to me. Hi, that's all of it. All of the cursed remains of the great god of Oe are mine to use as I like. I guess I'll head back to Arakawa now then. Alright, please hurry. Always the responsible one, aren't you? So what if you're just a mechanical puppet? Come on, be straight with me. What is it that you really want to do?
You.
In the deep of night, at an old forgotten battlefield lay on the eastern shore of the Arakawa the river that keeps Edo safe. An unthinkable sight was unfolding in an empty, untilled field. A great army, 10,000 strong with cavalry, foot soldiers, archers, and gunners was gathering. It was an army of the shogunate, assembled quickly and in secret under the orders of Tajima no Kami with the sole purpose of wiping out every monster in Shimousa. Each troop was led by proud, experienced warriors from the Shimabara Rebellion and the Siege of Osaka. This army might well have been the last one ever assembled whose soldiers remembered the age of war. Following their commander's orders, the army descended upon Shimousa. Whether they faced monsters, the Toyotomi, or Christians, they were a keen blade created expressly to cut down any force threatening the society the Tokugawa created. They were just about to leave this field in order to rendezvous with their commander, Yagyu Tajima no Kami. Or at least, that was the plan. The Seiwa Genji. The Shogun. Bah. What a deplorable state of affairs. Whatever happened to honor on the battlefield? Are there any truly brave men among you? If there are, then I might be willing to face you one-on-one. Lady Inferno didn't seem especially concerned, but I am. After all, your army is official, isn't it? I see you number at least 10,000. Some of you no doubt hail from upstanding families. And yet... If you are willing to resort to any means necessary to hunt down monsters, then you are no better than I. It's terribly vexing. You remind me of myself far too much for my liking.
Where did you come from, woman? I find you and your presence here very suspicious. I was told that a woman led the army of monsters against Shimousa recently. I think you're one of her ilk. Stay right where you are and don't move a muscle. Archers, advance! What? Shimada-sama just disappeared. He was just on his horse, and now he's gone. Eh? What's this? Ah! It is Shimada-sama's torso! Just his torso! What's it doing here? It must have flown over 20 paces. That's impossible. This must be sorcery. And look, that woman's still standing over 10 paces away from his horse. Shut up. Just shut up! I've never heard anything so pathetic. It's unbearable. The Seiwa Genji would be rolling in their graves if they could hear you so-called warriors right now. All of your insignificant buzzing. Not a word to be heard. You're no better than insects. Insects are such disgusting creatures. It's best to squash them, quickly. Since I'm already here, I may as well take the opportunity to exterminate this horrid infestation. Look out! Here she comes! Too slow. Far too slow. It was, in every sense of the word, a bloodbath. This was no battle, it was wholesale slaughter. Fully armored cavalry, foot soldiers, archers, gunners, each and every one of them was mowed down indiscriminately. Under the blood-soaked light of the crimson moon, all 10,000 men were sacrificed for Onriedo. Let's be more precise. In total, there were 10,245 soldiers gathered there on the east bank of the Arakawa River that night. No less than 10,244 of them were cut down. The sole survivor was a young foot soldier. He was a youthful Haramoto who had never once been on a battlefield. After listening to his older compatriots share their tales of battle, he volunteered for the Shimousa army of his own accord. Sadly, the bright and eager expression he had worn on his face merely half an hour earlier was now gone. The light was gone from his eyes, and all he could do now was stare up at the cloudy night sky, mumbling, as saliva dribbled down his chin and tears rolled down his cheeks. Ah, what's all this? Why'd you have to go and slaughter all of them? And why would you leave this shell-shocked idiot alive? Why bother killing him? He's so broken that he's all but dead in spirit. A fool like that would make a poor sacrifice. I refuse to wet my blade when there's nothing to be gained from it. Didn't your parents ever teach you that it's rude not to finish what's on your plate? Ma, whatever. I'm a berserker, so I can't really be bothered. Anyway, nice job, Kala Sutra Hell. As for me, I've gone ahead and lapped up every bit of suffering, regret, and hate that I could find. What a little sneak. If I weren't a heroic spirit swordmaster, you would have been the first that I killed. How terribly irritating. Sorry about that. By the way, Kala Sutra Hell, I don't suppose you'd like to try something out? You see, my noble phantasm's all filled up now. In fact, it's even a little too full. I'd like to go ahead and pour it all out. But if I do that, I think it might end up melting a whole province or two. What do you think? That is what you wish to do? Commit a pointless atrocity when Onriedo is nearly upon us? Very well. In that case, why don't we venture over to the neighboring province of Sagami? I've always wanted to see the Ashigara region for myself.
Sagami, eh? Well, what about Edo then? Shall I eat everyone there while I'm at it? Oh yes, Edo. A city where people from all walks of life come together. It reminds me of an anthill more than anything. In my time, the Eastern lands were never so populated. So, what do you say? I say no. The Lord Sorcerer has his own sights set on Edo. We should leave that alone. Then, Sagami it is. Agreed. Let us dye its ocean blood red. I do have some attachment to the Kamakura Shogunate, but Sagami was the home of the loathsome Hojo clan. I thought that the Hojo didn't matter anymore in this period. Well, whatever.
Oh wait, sorry, that's Shutan.
Donzo, I know that you're about. Tell the others we're going to Sagami for a bit. Wait, Kalasutra Hell Dono, Sumgata Hell Dono. Neither Limbo Dono, nor Imperial Dono, nor the Lord Sorcerer told you to destroy Sagami. Please, I ask that you reconsider. Come on, Sumgata Hell. What are you doing? Apologies, Donzo, but that's just how things are. Hold the fort for us while we're away. Both of you, wait!
There's a lot of dialogue in this story. To the monastery! Anyway, chat, as you can see, it should definitely be called Kalasutra Samgata Hell or Kalasutra Samgata Naraka, because both of them are coming by to say hi. So, you lot decided to come back, huh? And here I thought you'd have gotten used to the cushy castle life. Well, servant or swordsman, a guest is a guest. You're probably tired after all of that walking. Onui, get some tea for our guests. Make sure it's hot.
Okay. Is it someone from the village? Like Gohei-san or Numazo-san? Oh, it's the nice man in Samurai-san, along with Red-Headed Ninja-san and a lady I don't know. I'm home, Onui, Tasuke. I'm so glad I get to see you two again. Me too. Hey, what was it like inside of the castle? Was it amazing? It was so wide and spacious. We saw this girl we met in town there too. She was a real princess after all. Wow, really? I can't believe it. A baby.
You there, new girl. You're a ninja, ain't ya? I guess modern ninja don't even try to hide who they are anymore.
Indeed. As of late, there are so many unusual characters running around that this outfit does not stand out that much. My apologies for a belated introduction. I am Donzo. I am to escort Guda Dono and Musashi Dono to this hermitage and see that they return safely. Now that my task has been completed, I shall take my leave.
If you're not in any rush, you should stay and rest up. From the looks of you, I'd wager you're part of Yagyu Tajima no Kami's Edo group. And since you were able to slip right through the bounded field I've been reinforcing over the last few days, I doubt you're one of the heroic spirit swordsmasters either. Muramasa acts grumpy, but he's actually real nice. Eh? What are you getting at? Remember, I'm technically a merchant. If I want anyone buying my katana, I can't go around being all rude to my own damn customers. I may be blunt, but I at least try to be hospitable about running my business. At any rate, Gouda, the fact that you're here means you have more to discuss, right? I also expected Musashi there to tell me how she's been treating my Myojingiri. Come on then, out with it.
If you insist.
I do. Besides, just got a bit of an interesting gossip myself. We can all share what we know. Does that mean there's been another incident in Shimousa? I heard those monsters we thought we ran off have started showing up again in Shimousa. But the big story I heard about didn't happen in Shimousa. Apparently, in a field near the Arakawa River, right on the edge of Edo, an army of 10,000.
An army of 10,000? Is that what that traveling merchant was telling you about before? I didn't get to hear all of it that time because he made me go outside. What else do you have to say?
Never you mind. Let's have supper first.
Aw, no fair, Grandpa. I want to hear it too. And so does Tasuke. Come on, please. Hang on, Onui. Don't you also want to talk to me and Danzo and Kotaro and Gouda while we prepare dinner? If you want to know what the princess's sleeping chambers were like, I could tell you all about them. Wow, really? I can't wait to hear about that. Okay, I'll go get dinner ready. Thanks, Onui. Here, let me help. How about you, Danzo?
Thanks. I didn't want the kids to hear about this. I hope you'll tell us after we've eaten. I will, in my smithy. I'll help too, of course. If you like, I can contribute some of my best Hyorogan.
Hyorogan? What's that? Hyorogan. Isn't that a kind of highly nourishing ninja ration? I've heard it's shaped like a ball, and also that it tastes absolutely terrible.
Don't be ridiculous, Musashi Dono. The food, my clan's Hyorogan is Warring States cuisine at its finest.
Is that so? I am not equipped with taste sensors, but I am still interested. May I see one of these Hyorogan for future references?
Well, I might be able to show you one at some point.
Yay, I can't wait! Gaga!
Jeez, usually it's just me and the kids here. I can't remember the last time my hermitage was so rowdy. You don't sound like you're unhappy about it, though. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Anyway, let's get dinner ready. Might not be no fancy castle banquet, but I'll still feed you good tonight. You better be grateful. I got plenty of sweet fish I caught in the river out back. Onui, go get the tub I left outside.
Okay.
I'll help you.
Grilled and salted sweet fish, white rice and picked veggies. That sounds like the greatest meal ever. I don't think anyone could beat it.
What are you talking about? Food is no competition. At any rate, I heard a lot happened at the castle, so eat up and get your strength back. We'll talk then.
Yay, sweet fish!
Musashi, you're drooling.
Well, of course I am. What could be better than this? Oh, by the way, Grandpa, I'd love to have some udon for a midnight snack.
Don't push your luck. Now, didn't you say you were going to help? Hurry up and get to work.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's take care of this one last job before we eat.
Thank you for the meal. It was delicious. Not only were the sweet fish fresh, they were salted and grilled to perfection. Is the river out back where you caught them famous for being a good spot?
Ah, that was great. There's nothing like a yummy meal.
Thanks for feeding us.
I was unable to partake of the food myself, but I sensed that its presentation was lovely.
Flattery will get you nowhere. Besides, Onui handled the seasoning, though I did do the actual cooking. Kunoichi, you sure okay with just water? I've heard about unusual ninja before, but...
I am, thank you. Your kindness is greatly appreciated, but please don't concern yourself with me.
Got it.
So full. I'm getting sleepy. Aw, Tasuke alright fell asleep. That's so cute. You look pretty sleepy too, Onui. But I want to hear the story. Sleepy. You can still hear what happened after you wake up. None of us are going anywhere. Really? Maybe I'll close my eyes just for a little bit. That's it. You need a good night's sleep. Muramasa Dono, may I take Onui Dono and Tasuke Dono to the inner room?
That'd be great, thanks.
Very well then. Come along, Onui Dono, Tasuke Dono. Please watch your step. Okay. Wow, Danto's so good with children. Her voice is so calming, just like a mother or a big sister.
Yeah, I guess so. Everything okay there, Kotaro? Yes, everything is fine. Now, I think this is an appropriate time to discuss what we all know. Arakawa is far west of here, on the eastern edge of Edo. What happened there last night? Listen up. The powers that be realized how serious things have gotten in Shimousa, and finally decided to do something about this. And there was that incident in Hitachi as well, that coupled with Tajima no Kami's messenger telling those bigwigs about our problems. It must have been the kick that they needed to get the ball rolling. After all, they ended up sending a real army. So the shogunate finally made a move. An army of 10,000 to be exact. I was told it was assembled after Hitachi was burned to the ground.
10,000? I'm impressed they managed to even find that many samurai in peacetime. Last year, the shogunate just barely managed to assemble 12,000 for Shimabara, and only with help from the neighboring clans.
So when will this 10,000 strong army reach Shimousa? Are they already on their way? I'm afraid not. Word is that last night, the army was killed to a single man. No one survived. No, afraid not. What's more, it's something that concerns you directly.
The heroic spirit swords masters.
Looks like it. There was one young samurai who survived the massacre. He crossed the river by himself and was able to relay what had happened, but he died soon afterwards. According to him, it was 2 women who perpetrated the massacre, and 2 beautiful ones at that. Women, as I recall, of the 4 remaining heroic spirit swords masters. There were 2 women, one was a man. I'm actually not sure about the 4th.
That's right, 2 of them were women. That much I'm sure about.
A warrior able to kill 1,000 is bad, but 10,000, that's something else. And there's more too. Later that night, before the sun could rise, the entire province of Sagami was destroyed. What? When you say destroyed, I meant what I said. It's completely gone. Entire towns were either burnt to the ground or looked like they'd been turned into molten glass. Maybe you've heard how the mountains near Hakone were stripped bare to collect wood for Edo? Word has it that Sagami now looks like those mountains. It was like lightning and fire broke out all over the province. But that sort of thing doesn't happen by accident. It's clear that the same two heroic spirit swords masters who slaughtered the army at Arakawa destroyed Sagami as well. Isn't that your hometown, Kotaro? I'm okay, Master. No need to worry about me. I'm a servant after all. There's no one from my time still alive now anyway. Although, if I'm being truly honest, well, I'd be a liar if I said it wasn't at all upsetting. Sorry, I'm still so immature. No one could blame me for being upset, dude. Thank you, Master.
I overheard everything from the other side of this sliding door. This is all news to me, too. I had no idea what happened to Sagami. Kotaro Dono, I am sorry for your loss.
Thank you, but I'm okay. Really.
So where are those two now, Muramasa Dono? Are they still in Sagami?
No, I heard they went on a rampage killing anyone and everyone in reach until high noon. And then they just vanished like smoke in a breeze. Thanks to that, some smaller villages managed to survive. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for bigger areas, like Kamakura or the Odawara Castle Town. There's a lot more dead than there are survivors. All of Edo's in an uproar about it.
I've gone up against those monsters myself, and I still find all of this hard to believe. Buddha, are servants really capable of that sort of thing?
Yeah. You bet. Some servants are stronger than others, and some are better suited to certain situations than others. Some are overwhelmingly powerful when it comes to fighting one-on-one, while others excel at taking on large groups. I imagine these two are the latter. Of course, the worst kind to face are the ones who excel at both. Destroyed all of Sagami and wiped out an army of 10,000. I can't tell what they're after. If we take Paraizo at her word, the heroic spirit swordsmasters are planning to use Shimousa at the stage for some sort of plot. But in that case, why would they need to wipe out an army, let alone all of Sagami? It's almost as if they enjoy killing for killing's sake. That may actually be why. It does seem like the heroic spirit swordsmasters were all originally heroic spirits whose spirit origins have been twisted into something monstrous. So then, if a servant who had mental corruption, or who possessed madness enhancement were to transform into a heroic spirit swordsmaster, that might just be capable of something this horrific.
I don't know what those are, but it seems clear that these two are monsters in more ways than one.
Indeed. They may even be more deranged than the other heroic spirit swordsmasters that we faced. And we still don't know when they're coming back to Shimousa. Hell, they could already be there and plotting something. But I guess there's no point fretting about that. Now it's your turn. Tell me everything you know. Have you figured out where their home base is yet?
Well...
You see, we were very busy fending off the heroic spirit swordmaster, so... I'm afraid we don't know what their base is, but we did hear something called Onriedo, though. Well, if they were that easy to track down, they wouldn't be such a threat. How many did you manage to defeat? Actually, don't answer that. Just let me see the Myojin Giri Muramasa's blade. That'll tell me all I need to know.
Really? Are you sure?
Well now, you put it through the ringer, haven't you? Looks like you've slain 3 of them so far. Fire and poison, eh? I remember you slew one of them here, so that makes 2 others. Well, it all adds up. But why has it come loose at the hilt here? You threw it like a knife, didn't you? You should have gone with a wakizashi if you wanted to toss the damn thing like a street performer. Tch. How's a great swordsman like you not even carry a damn pocket knife? I'll say this for your dual-wielding style, it's a lot flashier than your male counterparts. Ugh. If I had the time to lend you another blade, but I'm just too busy right now. Well, I guess it's fine. You may be treating it roughly, but at least you're not losing. That counts for a lot. So the leader of the monsters in southern Shimousa was a heroic spirit swordmaster, eh? Was the other one the villain that tried to assassinate Matsudara's daughter?
You've got it! Not bad even for the legendary Senji Muramasa. It's so dark outside. It's kinda scary. But not a lot scary, okay? Just a little. No fair, Tasuke. I just changed your diaper, so you're all set. But I can't wait until the morning to go to the bathroom. Come on, Oni, you'll be okay. It's just right over there. Don't be scared. You're a big sister, remember? Oh, I really wish one of the grown-ups would take me. But they look like they're talking about something really important. I don't want to bother them. It's creepy out here, but I'm not scared. Ah! Was that the wind? Were those just some leaves being blown around? Sorry, no leaves here. So, you've decided to go to the lavatory all by yourself, even though you were afraid, hmm? What a brave little girl you are. But you really should have asked an adult to come with you, you know? Haven't they told you it's dangerous to walk alone at night? Do you know what happens to children who don't do what they're told? They get eaten by an Oni. Ah! Ah!
Did you hear that?
Onui! Oh no!
Hurry, let's go! Muramasa Dono is already headed outside as well. You stay with me, Master.
I will come too.
Thank you. Oni! Tasuke!
Onui! Tasuke, are you alright? Grandpa! Samurai-san!
Onui! The moon is blood red again. Yes, it's the same as when the other heroic spirit sword masters appeared. One of the remaining 4 must have made their way past the barrier.
Please save me, Oni-san. My cursed name is Berserker Sungata Hell. It's such a treat to see you again. And mine is Rider Kalasutra Hell. Ordinarily, we heroic spirit swords masters can't be bothered to remember faces. But now that the 3 of us have been defeated, the Lord Sorcerer is done playing around. Now we have the Master of Caldia, Shinmen Musashi, and the insolent servants helping them all in one place. Now, what is it that people say in situations like this? Ah, yes, it's time to pay the piper. I love that, though I'm also fond of an even simpler one. It's time for payback. Anyway, here's what's going to happen. We're going to kill you. Every single one of you.
Not you too, Shutendoji.
Well, that's just great. Now they know my true name. I didn't go telling them, did I? Don't ask me. How should I know? Wait, what? I know this isn't the most important thing to ask given the circumstances, but... Do you know these two sword masters, Gouda?
It's more like I know two people who look exactly like them? Shutendoji and Minamoto no Raiko are both heroic spirits whose spirit origins are in Caldia's database. However, I believe these two are completely different summons of them, as neither one recognizes us. Please be careful, Master. They may look like our acquaintances, but they're villainous heroic spirit sword masters. Little more than atrocity incarnate.
Shutendoji. She was the leader of all the Oni kind back in the Heian period. And Minamoto no Raiko was one of the fiercest monster slayer and lived in the same time. I thought I had already experienced how formidable heroic spirits were for myself, but seeing two mortal enemies side by side like this... If this is supposed to be a joke, it's not funny.
You two, give Onoi and Tasuke back right now.
Sorry, but no dice. Our master really, really has it out for you, Danaha. We could fight to the death right now, but I don't want to be finishing you off too soon. We're so much stronger after all. Let's draw this out bit by bit. Why don't we start with a little bit of foreplay? Come forth, dark vessels of suffering, regret, and hate. Come forth and set your fangs upon all living creatures. Gouda, get ready to fight. There's a whole lot of them this time, so I'm gonna need your help more than ever.
Let's go save Onoi and Tasuke. Of course, we won't let them get away with this. Between Oniland going on and Fate Go JP right now and this, there's so much Shutendoji going on. All right, let's kill some boars. Do 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 dee 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 dee.
つまらん仰せの通り無駄だ
Yes, it is Nasu's fault that they're calling her Altria, and it's not now, it's forever she's been called Altria in his bastardization of English. It's the same reason why Enkidu is actually called Erukidu. Probably because there was a typo at some point and they didn't want to change it because then they'd be all embarrassed about the typo.
無駄打ちはしません。ええ、決着をつけまし。いいですね。束ねるの星の息吹、輝ける命の本流。エクスカリバー。
But yeah, for real, if you didn't actually notice, Enkidu is called El-Kidu. Every single time in Fate Ghost stuff. But that's not because that's just how Japan says that name. It's just because Fate just made a mistake, and they really don't want to admit that mistake. Now, all of the official Japanese materials, when it refers to Artoria in an English name, has always been Altria. Even way back in 2006 and 7 and whatnot. But yeah, it is dumb. It is a level of dumb that will never be not dumb. Infinite dumb. Unlimited dumb works. It's also why L'agrandement du Hain will always be L'agrandement du Hain, even though it is improper grammar. Now that one you can kind of excuse a little bit. Actually, no. You know what? Jeanne d'Arc altar is fucking French. You can't excuse that. At all. There is no excuse. There is only Baka. The VA can't say it right because they didn't give her the right words. Let's try and make this as easy as I possibly can on myself. Honestly, having 2 single targets would probably be the best way I could do this. Alright, let's go.
You all kill so well, it's just breathtaking. Shinmen Musashi, the ninja boy and the master of Cordia. It's such a treat watching you cut down our wispy little monsters. I'm glad to see you're at least somewhat proficient in battle. What a disappointment it would be if you weren't. We have been stretching our legs and visiting some far-off places, but it's been the same letdown everywhere we go. It's so dreadfully boring. I don't expect you to be on par with the great Tsuchigumo. But at the very least, I do hope you can put up as much of a fight as an Oni. Otherwise, you won't even be worth the rust you might make on my beloved blade.
Rust? I'm surprised to see a glorified street thug carrying about a sword.
So, Muramasa Dono came out too. Though I guess that's no surprise considering what's at stake.
Actually, it's probably Muramasa-sama. No, it's probably Muramasa-sensei. Damn. I'm gonna stick with Dono. It's the easiest one to think is right.
I can't say it's a good thing, though. He may be strong, but his is the kind of strength you get by not worrying about protecting yourself. If he faces off against a swordmaster, it'll end up a draw, and I've got my hands full with my own defense. Ah, look what we have here. I see, so you must be the rogue's servant.
Shut up! Raiko, was it? Which blade do you have on you right now? Yasutsuna or your Kumogiri?
Well, if you'd like to find out that badly, you could always try to make me draw it. After you cross swords with me, you'd only have that little Oni there to deal with. Who knows, you might even be able to rescue these children.
Don't let her get to you, Muramasa. You think I don't know that? That's why I'm just letting him ramble on and not doing a damn thing. Still, you're right. I can't save the kids on my own. Please, get them back.
Of course we will. That said, now that they've got hostages, we can't really go all out. I'm afraid it's not going to be quick or straightforward, Muramasa Dono.
Master, I can conceal my presence and make my way around behind them. While you keep them busy, I'll go and...
Wait, Kotaro Dono. They appear to be plotting something. Heh, it seems like your ideas aren't always completely worthless after all, Sungata Hell. They seem very flustered indeed. This does differ slightly from the Lord Sorcerer's plans, but that's just what happens when we heroic spirit swordmasters are involved. Now let's begin. Perhaps this way we can have a little bit of fun. Right? Oh, they're getting all warmed up now too. Their meat's getting nice and juicy. That doesn't mean it's okay to eat them. Hi. Hey, you there. Could you take this kid off my hands? She's shaking so badly she can barely move. Ah, but don't go eating them, okay?
So they're keeping their children out of our reach by handing them off to one of their pet monsters. I hate to say so, but that's smart.
Maybe, but it's also incredibly tacky. Even if they've got us backed into a corner, let's still call it out for the cowardly move it is. I don't get you heroic spirit swordmasters at all. Having a chat while innocent children suffer as your hostages? You're a disgrace to beautiful women everywhere. What a waste. You're both as pretty as Otama, but I can hardly stand to look at you. Just what a waste. Oh my, that one nearly took off my head.
Impressive. She didn't give herself away in the slightest. Musashi's pretty good when she tries. Musashi's only flaw is her overly erratic sword ki. Still, this opponent is bad news. She must be the real Minamoto no Raiko. Can't believe she deflected Musashi's strike with just a flick of her wrist.
What just happened? I couldn't see a thing. Thank you, Kalasutra Hell. It's a lot better having you and your sword on my side than against me. Don't be silly. I keep telling you I did nothing special. I simply swung this sword as I saw fit. I dare say my Yasutsuna handling is far more impressive. If I strike my sword here, the enemy's blade will shatter. If I swing it here, the enemy's head will fly 8 paces. Anyone defending their home from their enemies would do the same. Easier said than done. What's scary is you really seem to believe that. So, what will you do now? I'll cut down the monster behind you before they can try anything. And if you two get in my way, I'll cut you down too. If 2 katana aren't enough, I'll use 3. And if 3 aren't enough, then I'll use 4. And if 4 still aren't enough, I'll sacrifice myself and bite through your neck with my own damn teeth. Anna, how brave. How adorable. You really believe that throwing your life away will make a difference? I'm afraid that's just not how it works. On the battlefield, fortune favors the strong. A few buzzing insects like you have no hope of victory.
We will save Onoi and Tasuke. I'm counting on you, everyone. Yes, Master. I'll do everything in my power to assist you.
I may not be of much help, but I too will do what I can. My database says that one should always repay one's host for their hospitality. Go ahead then. I won't stop you. In fact, I won't be stopping any of you. I'll simply swing my sword and call down thunder and lightning. Well, go on then. Yeah, let's do this. But just so you know, we're really strong. So at least try to stay alive. My blade is the sword of execution. My authority is absolute. Now, have at you. Let's see what sort of fight you put up.
Data updated. Oh no. Now's not the time, data update. Wow, that was a well-timed data update to remove all of the tension in the scene. So, how are you guys doing, chat? Since we have some time to wait before we move. This is taking a lot longer than it should be. Yeah, thank you. Please retry. Will our valiant heroes be able to save Onoi and Tasuke? Or will we succumb to hell? Find out next time on Fate Go! Jesus Christ, really? It failed twice? Maybe I should try relaunching the whole application. Restart the whole thing. Is the game server just killed right now? I'm starting to think game server is kill. Okay, then. That is unfortunate. The cliffhanger. For real. The real cliffhanger. VOD viewers, skip ahead 10 minutes. Everyone spin tag until it works. I already tried to restart the app. It didn't do anything. What if this is what happens if Shuten wins? No, 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 no. What happens if Shuten wins is lots and lots of bedroom antics. So really, we should throw the fight. This kind of sucks. By restarting again. No, don't clear the cache. Just start the damn thing. Run, little foe, run. Run, little foe, run. Oh. We're in! Yay! We've done it, chat. High fives. Wow, that was amazing. All right, get back in there. Okay, to once more summarize.
Ada, Ada, Ma, I'm going to sex you to death. We've kidnapped children.
Skip cutscene. All right, good. Perfect. That's exactly the plot. That's the plot that I paid attention.
魔力は十分。さあ相手してあげるわ。
So,
ではそうしよ
for this fight,
う。では
we have a very simple strategy.
くだ。
ホールドアップ。ホールドアップ。
And it is to bully Shuten.
ビッグ楽しみ。遠慮はしませんとも。スイミングの時間です。水面に光るは勝利の剣。エクスカリバービビアーン。エクスシュート。そんなに見たいの？こうしてほしいんでしょう。
Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done this originally too.
お任せ。夢のように片付けよ
Ah, well.
そんなに見たいの？とっておき。いいわ。
Yeah, but Jolter doesn't have the bond points up.
山を抜き水を割り、なお落ちることなきその両翼。確約三連。バイバイ。
And we win.
あったあったあった。久しぶりの運動は応えるね。
So heavy. Each of her strikes has tremendous force behind it. It must be the difference in our body weight. Thank goodness for Muramasa Dono's sword. I wouldn't be able to keep pace with her without the Myojingiri. Both of their attacks are so strong that I'm unable to measure them. And yet, they're still only fighting with a fraction of their power.
We can't even touch them. Whenever we get close, they always work together to deflect our moves.
It's all we can do to just scratch them. We might be able to handle one at a time, but together we're completely outclassed. But if I can make up the difference with my sword, we might still have a chance. They may both be monsters, but they're not equally skilled. I can see that you're both terrifically strong, and that you're not much for playing around. Did your Sorcerer Master send the two of you together because he's finally getting serious after seeing three of you defeated when they came after us alone? I'm not sure about that. Kalasutra, Hell, and I have always been great friends. Touch me again and I'll squash you like the insect you are. Whoa, that was scary. No fair, all of you gang up on poor little me. Well, I guess this is it for now then. See you around.
Hold it! Give me back my grand!
Not again! Get out of my way!
Now's our chance.
Do you really think so? Come on then, catch us with a game of Stella Ella Oni.
Onui! Tosuke!
Grandpa! Everyone! I'm sorry! It's all because I went outside on my own. If I hadn't, these Oni wouldn't have.
You didn't do anything wrong. Don't worry, we'll rescue you in no time.
Oni-san!
Onui. She'd only just learned how to hold her tears back and you go and make her cry all over again. What the hell's wrong with you two?
Oh, how scary. There's nothing wrong, worse than a stern talking to from an old man. I guess that's our cue to leave. Agreed. Very well then, Master of Caldia, Shinmen Musashi. We'll be waiting for you on the peak of the nearby mountain. If you wish to save these children, then you'll come see us before daybreak. No. On second thought, we'll wait for you there until high noon. I won't even tell you two to come alone. Feel free to bring all of your little friends with you. The more there are to kill, the merrier your deaths will be. Ah, they vanished.
That was like the skill that we used to conceal our presence. I can't figure out the particulars, but it must be a skill that is unique to the heroic spirit swords masters.
They didn't even leave a scent behind. If we go after them with no plan, we'll be playing right into their hands. Grandpa Muramasa?
They told us to go to the nearby mountain, so that's where we go. Hurry up, we don't have a moment to waste. Promise you will save them.
Of course we will. We have to pay you back for your hospitality, and I do have my pride as a fighter. Now that I have a feel for the Oni's claws and that Yasutsuna's reach, I, Shinmen Musashi, swear that I will take their heads off the next time we meet.
Um. Give me more bond ups. All right, we're at section 11. Means it's time to fight a bunch of boars because we're going to a mountain. How boring. Chat, feel free to laugh at my amazing jokes. Sure, let's take Enkidu for fun. Or actually, you know what? I think instead we'll use Nero, because I almost never use her. Let's go with the Umu. Also, don't I have the Umu bloomers? Did I forget to get them or something?
ようこそダヴィンチちゃん。
Well, would you look at that? Give me the bloomers. Give me the umoomers.
というわけで待望の体操服である。祭りであれば世も着飾ってはいられぬと用意したが、心身ともに軽くなったようだ。どうだ、似合っているであろう、マスター。
She's a little hard to properly understand because of her, I guess you could say, slight accent? But it's something like, as you can plainly see, these are gym clothes.
そろそろクエストに戻る？よろしい。存分に試してき。
Actually, why would I need to translate anything? I could look it up myself later. Bam, let's go. There we go. The power of bloomers. Perfect. We're ready. We're prepared to face anything. Even nothing at all.
Now that we have hostages, how should we treat them? Well, that's obvious. Killing them is our best option. Not knowing whether they're dead or alive will panic our enemies. And once we no longer have to worry about them, we'll be free to act as we see fit. Whenever one deals with humans, that's the best approach.
Ah, it's probably Shuten.
But our opponents aren't people, you say? Now that you mention it, I suppose not. To tell you the truth, we heroic spirit swordmasters have no real way of telling right from wrong. There's no point wondering about whether to kill them or not. All we need to do is what our Curse of Annihilation tells us. What did Castor tell us again anyway? He told us to go after the little kids, right? So that's what we did. Well, whatever. 1 hostage, 2 hostages. It's all the same. So let's go ahead and just kill them. Are you gonna kill me? Am I gonna die like Mom and Dad? Well... Ara, I thought you'd be bawling your head off, but you're really keeping it together. What a good big sister you are, Onui. Hey, it's not like I want to do this either, okay? This is just more efficient. You heard that scary lady over there mumbling to herself, right? Killing you two is the best option we've got. Please? What's that? Please don't kill Tasuke. He's just a baby. And Grandpa said babies should never have to die. Please. Sorry, but that's out of my hands. You get that, right? And besides, this whole world is nothing but a dream. So why not just do whatever we like? If it would make you feel any better, you can pretend that the Oni of the mountains who's about to eat you is just another bad dream. Anyway, no time like the present. Besides, you two really do look good enough to eat. What's with the sword, Kala Sutra, hell? You almost cut my head off. If you so much as tried eating a child in front of me, then I'll take your head myself. Eh? I never heard anything about that. Well, now you have, so take your hands off of her shoulder and put your claws away. Jeez, you're way more out of your mind than me in my berserk state. Where do you even get off calling yourself a rider? You killed your noble phantasm horse without a second thought. You said you didn't need it because it wasn't embedded with your curse of annihilation. And yet here you are, still calling yourself a rider. How does that make any sense, I ask you? But fine. My claws are gone now, see? Sorry for hurting you, little Onui-chan. Seems like we'll have to take a rain check on mealtime. Huh? Well, what's going on? Are you going to kill me or not? Of course I won't kill you. I would never kill a child, nor could I ever let one die in front of me. You're hurt, and your life is in danger, and yet you're being so brave. Ah, what a precious little girl you are. You're just like... Why, you're just like me. Look at you doing your very best to keep your little brother safe. What do you mean? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for how we've treated you, but I won't ask you for forgiveness. I couldn't. We're broken inside. We were broken the moment we had our curses implanted on us. It's like we're already dead. Now that our spirit origins have become shattered and rebuilt, we've become machines called heroic spirit sword masters. We're broken, all of us, and there's no way that we can even be fixed. And that's why sometimes we say things that we don't really mean. Is that what you really think? Poor little Oni child. Poor little warrior. Your human self was broken long ago. You can't go blaming it all on your karma. That's just one more log on the fire, right, Minamoto no Raiko? Didn't you just say we don't have a moment to spare? How is now a good time to forge a new katana? Get a hold of yourself, Grandpa! We don't have time for the whole so blinded by rage you've lost sight of reality thing.
Muramasa! I'm sorry, Master. Muramasa Dono said he's going to get ready, but as soon as he came back to the hermitage, he lit a fire on his forge.
So Muramasa is a graduate of the Muramasa School of Smithing. That is why he forges like a man possessed.
He's a servant who... I mean, never mind. All of you, shut up and get ready to leave. I ain't senile, damn it. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing this to keep a level head. Now quit gawking and go get ready. Don't make me say it again. Once you're all ready to go, we'll be leaving right away. You got that? Got it.
Is the mountain easy to climb? Well, it's fairly tall, but we should still be able to reach the top within 2 hours. Anyway, once we get there, we'll be facing off against those two again. Can you handle that, Guda, Kotaro? If you don't think that you can fight them because they look like people you know, then you should stay behind. I can deal with them on my own if I have to.
Don't worry. I know they're not our friends. I'm gonna keep that promise I made to Onui.
Then would you mind if I said something? I don't know how much consolation it'll be, but I have some thoughts I'd like to share. I don't think that we should think of the heroic spirit swordmasters as their actual heroic spirits. I know we haven't taken the time to make sure we're on the same page about this, so I want to be clear. They're nothing more than walking corpses. I was convinced of that when we fought Inshin Dono. I think you should accept that too if you can. Especially now that you're going up against ones you know personally. Of course, I know that's easier said than done.
True. They do look and sound just like the heroic spirits we know. But they're still completely different people. Master, I believe Musashi Dono is right. Besides, heroic spirits are essentially different people every time that they're summoned as servants anyway. Even if they retain their memories of the other times they've been summoned. There's no heroic spirit who's exactly the same person each time they've been summoned. Rather, they're the same person, but one who's as different as possible. Maybe it would be more accurate to say that they're a completely different person who very closely resembles them each time. Yeah, the heroic spirits and singularities. Caldia's spirits are nothing like these, it's true. The dead can't come back to life, and they shouldn't. But the heroic spirit swords masters, well, as Musashi Dono said, they're corpses. In essence, they are the dead come back to life. They're beings born from dead servants, from what I've been told about about Hozui Ninshin Dono. It sounds like becoming a swordmaster changes everything about them, not just their personalities. So it's not like the principle that makes every heroic spirit essentially a different person, or a different version of the same person. They may be close to the servants you saw in Shinjuku, at least in the sense that their spirit origins differ from their natural state. But that was a phenomenon specific to Shinjuku, so...
Onui Dono, Tasuke Dono, Did you say something, Danzo? Oh no, I'm sorry. This would be difficult for you to understand. Please, pay that no mind. Anyway, I know it's hard, but we can't give up now. Right. I'll help out too. Tajima no Kami Dono told me to assist you should the heroic spirit swordmasters appear. So I shall push my performance limiters to their maximum, because I wish to protect those two children.
Thank you, Donzo. By the way, is there something on your mind?
No, it's nothing. Please do not concern yourself.
Alright. Both my iron and me have cooled down. You all talk too much. Now quit wasting time and go get ready. The sun will be up before you know it. You were right, Muramasa Dono. By my estimation, cutting through this bamboo forest should make for a good shortcut. Please, try to make do just a little longer. Master, if you like, I could carry you on my back. Don't bother. Have you even managed to peek through that mop of hair of yours and look at your master? The kid's lower body's got plenty of muscle to spare. He must have done a lot of walking. Not for exercise, but for survival. Well, I guess I have walked quite a bit. That's right. Understand your capabilities. Times like these, you want your companions to be full of confidence.
Good point. I don't know just how much he's been walking, but the fact that he's crossed an entire continent means he's definitely no slouch. Of course, I'm not half bad either, since I'm a pretty seasoned traveler.
Shut up, Cowlegs. I wasn't talking to you.
Eh? Where'd that come from, Grandpa? Come on, you can be nice and treat me like one of your grandkids too, right?
I've got my hands plenty full with 2 grandkids already. I need a third like I need a hole in my head. I see you're back.
I went on to scout ahead. I detected a small number of monsters ahead. We could go around them, but that would cost us a great deal of time.
I see. Then we have no choice but to go through them. Muramasa Dono, Musashi Dono, Huh? They're both already gone. Well, come on, let's catch up and break through. Got it, Master. Come, Donzo Dono, you too.
Understood.
Anyway, hey, thank you very much, Radical, for the raid and the resub. Welcome back for 7 months. I am an asshat who has been raided.
Yo!
So chat, those pauses that have been going on during my reading, I've been looking up some stuff here, and I think they've got Shuten and Raiko's names mixed up in the NA translation. I think they've got them backwards by accident. Because well, I'll have to see their names come up again, just to double check though. But I was busy looking up just what their names were in the original Japanese. But we'll see. We'll see in just a moment.
1位はもらった
We will OIC.
と
罠だ。うわっ。つまんない連中だな。僕じゃあこういうのどうだ。
Anyway, let's play those. Thanks, Radical, again.
やることないの？
Thanks again, Radical, for the raid. I appreciate it.
応援感謝である
And thank you, Vorreal22, for the follow. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
ええ決着をつけましょうフィナーレの始まりだ束ねるは星の息吹輝ける命の本流エクスカリバー
X.
我が才を見よ万来の喝采を聞けラウセント・クラウディウスこのように運動も得意なようであった
Nero in story plot. I can cut through anything with my Imperial privilege powers, even unbreakable blades. Nero in actual gameplay could not cut through a stick of butter. Delicious, delicious butter. Won't bully her. I'll bully whoever I want. Can't stop me. I am the king of bully. Let my bully rain down upon my victims like so many knives from up above. And I guess it decreases defense, which is nice. Just a little bit meh. Meh, I say. Meh. I keep forgetting I can't easily swap my CEs on NA. Not yet. That quality of life isn't here yet. The obstacles have been eliminated. Let's keep going. We should reach the mountain pass soon. I know this place like I know the back of my hand. I'll lead the way.
Everyone, there is something that I would like to discuss. What is it? Can you tell us while we walk?
Yeah, let's do that.
Tajima Dono has told me a few things about servants, but I still do not know how much about them. However, they sound as though they are dead people returned to life. So then what is the difference between heroic spirit swordmasters and heroic spirits? According to what you have said, it sounds as though they are both more than that.
Heroic spirits are heroes who left a significant mark on human history, and servants are their shadows. These servants far exceed the capabilities of ordinary people, and many are exceptionally powerful warriors. For example, a single servant joining a battle could lead anyone to victory against an entire army.
A whole army? That sounds just like the heroic spirit swordmasters who burned down Hitachi and wiped out Sagami.
True. That's because the heroic spirit swordmasters are servants that have been twisted to do evil.
I see.
In fact, I am a servant myself. But I'm not a heroic spirit swordmaster.
I see.
Yes, that's right.
I see. I did not know that.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I couldn't think of a good way to breach the subject, so...
Whoa, look at those two having a moment. This is hardly the time or the place, but I can't take my eyes off of them.
You're staring. As for Samgata Hell and Kala Sutra Hell, they're servants who ended up becoming heroic spirit swordmasters. They may once have been Shutendoji and Minamoto no Raiko, but whatever they were in life, they're now heroic spirit swordmasters and have become the vicious creatures we saw for ourselves. At least that's my best guess based on everything we know so far. However, in their particular case, there's something else. It's, I hesitate to bring it up, but I think it's important that we all be aware of it. That goes for you too, Master. Before Shutendoji and Minamoto no Raiko were heroic spirits, they were Oni. Shutendoji is kinda like the Queen Oni. Right. Shutendoji may be more overtly Oni than Raiko, but Oni blood does still run through both of their veins. And we can't deny the possibility that this may be affecting how they are as heroic spirit swordmasters.
Oni, you say?
And as for me...
Come to think of it, Tomoe Gozen seemed like she was using some Oni power as well.
She was really strong.
I'll say, I've never seen anyone use a bow like that before. It was downright terrifying. Anyway, Oni, huh? I've had run-ins with Oni before, too. There were a bunch around when Gouda and I first met, of course, but that was far from the only time. So I have got a few thoughts of my own based on my experiences, if you'd like to hear them. Basically, there are many different types of Oni. First, creatures outside of the domain of humans, the uncivilized and untamable. Second, the descendants of abominations that possess power outside of what is categorically within human capacity. And third, beings whose hatred of this world was so intense that it gave them corporeal form and could never be pacified. Some were even born like that because of how they were portrayed in stories.
So there are Oni that live outside of humans' domain, Oni that possess supernatural power, and Oni that come from stories.
Right. Now let's get back to heroic spirits. It may not mean much, but I happen to notice something they have in common. I guess you can think of this as a kind of thought experiment.
Something they have in common?
By definition, heroic spirits are heroes, right? And it's not just like any samurai who made a name for himself on the battlefield can become one, right? Some of them are people who, say, rebelled against a cruel feudal lord and saved others, right?
Spartacus would be an example of the latter.
And what's more, they can do a lot more than any human. It may not be true for all of them, but most heroic spirits are really strong, right?
Right. Just the fact that their bodies aren't harmed by ordinary attacks makes them exceptionally dangerous.
In which case, the first two kinds of Oni I mentioned above half apply to heroic spirits, too. Some heroic spirits are unbound by human mores, and some far exceed human capabilities. As for the third kind...
I see what you mean. You're right, that may not be too different either. Some heroic spirits are born from concepts and stories. And some are summoned as servants who have been transformed into monsters by the effects of those concepts and stories. Vlad would fit that one.
Right, and isn't that kind of what this current situation feels like? I'm afraid that I no longer follow you. Are you saying that Oni and heroic spirits are the same thing, Musashi Dono?
Not the same, Donzo Dono. Musashi Dono is simply saying that there are similarities.
Similarities? Right, they're very similar, but only at a superficial level. At their heart, they're fundamentally different. The major difference between heroes and Oni is the fact that Oni kind can never coexist with humans. At heart, Oni are twisted, warped creatures. They could smile one moment and devour someone they love the next. Everything about them can change in an instant. A complete and total inversion, like it was nothing.
Sorry to interrupt you, Musashi, but that third kind of Oni has shown up. Take a look. It's almost like you invited the damn thing here. Is that a great dark Oni? It's the third kind of Oni!
This is just one of those speak of the devil things, okay? I didn't invite it here!
Musashi Dono ran off ahead. I'm going to join her. I'll back you both up.
Understood. Then I shall help. Then I shall help you to slaughter this Oni as well.
Saying that Oni can't coexist with humans is that's just ignorant. What about us with Ibaraki? I think we've tamed Ibaraki quite well.
戦場に事の善悪なしただひたすらに切るのみ
よーし
よーいドーン
罠だ
Thank you, Lyophis, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the support, my dude. Doesn't count, that's more like a servant familiar.
応援感謝である見ているがよい号砲を上げよはっ
I say you're wrong.
我が才を見よ万雷の喝采を聞けラウセント・クラウディウス
Think about it. With the right offerings, with the right amount of cotton candy, anything is possible with Ibaraki. I kind of want to have some quick cards to go up with that.
よーし
見ているがよい
計略だ
そこ
Nice crits. Ah, shit.
ランチは重箱と行こう
じゃあこういうのどうだ
はい鋭く
Would that apply to Shuten? No. Shuten's actually kind of scary. Why is Jojo Leon so weird? Because just sit back and prepare for more weird. More than you could ever prepare for in your life.
つまんない連中だな。他にやることないの？
応援感謝である。見てよーいドーンファイトー。はっうわ
Yeah, I think that Ibaraki is very tameable. Shuten, on the other hand, fits in the category of Oni that would just kind of eat you.
処置いざ
If she felt like it. That being said,
一歩と二歩向け三歩絶倒無料三段突き
with Shuten, she might keep you as a pet for a while if
戦う前に
You're
勝つくらいでないか。
good at this or that. Will you tame Raiko if it was life or death? Yes, call her mama. Bam, done. Easy. I've already won that battle. Hostile's been eliminated. It was tough, but we managed.
Does this mean that the heroes have won and defeated the Oni? I'm afraid I still don't fully understand. Oh, sorry if I confused you. I was just saying whatever came to mind. Don't dwell on it too much. Still, in the end, it doesn't really matter if you're a heroic spirit or an Oni.
That's a hell of a thing to say. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. I may have plenty of opinions to share, but I still don't even know who I am. I've been to many different worlds, fought opponents with the same name countless times, and I've written something called the Book of Five Rings. But for all of that, I don't even know my own hometown. If I'm being perfectly honest, I died back when I first wandered into a different world. I'm not the same person I was back then. I may even just be a ghost claiming to be Miyamoto Musashi. But even if I don't know who I am, there is one thing that I can say for sure. At the very least, I'm no Oni. And that's just as true for Oni too. Even if they don't know who they are, they can say this much for sure. I am an Oni. I'm a beast and I live my life accordingly. As long as you know that about yourself, that's all that really matters. Even if you don't know who you really are. Or even if you've long since forgotten who you once were. As long as I decide how I want to live and act accordingly, then I'm me. And I won't let anyone criticize me for that. Or, well, at least I'm not going to criticize me for it right now. I guess what I'm trying to say is, right now I'm someone who's here to fight bad guys with all of you. What about you, Gouda?
I want to save Onui and Tasuke.
You got it. Doesn't matter who your family was or where you came from. All that matters is what you want to do and what you can actually do. So cheer up, Kotaro. Be honest, you felt bad for a moment earlier because you thought you were an Oni just like them, didn't you? Is that true, Kotaro Dono? Well, as far as Gouda and I are concerned, Kotaro, the fact that you're trying to save Onui and Tasuke makes you awesome. You're like a hero of justice straight out of a fairy tale. I got a big soft spot for people like that. Me, I'm an underhanded coward who'll do whatever it takes to win.
Same.
I can't stand people who go around preaching justice, but I love people who do try their best to do the right thing. So hold your head high, Kotaro Dono. As long as you want to help others, I want to help you.
If Musashi Dono, one of the greatest heroes of all time, thinks that highly of me, I suppose I have no choice but to rally myself and fight.
Wait, really? Is that how I went down in your history books? what you want to do and what you actually do. In that case, what am I? What am I? A ninja without a soul is nothing more than a hollow blade.
Aggressive flute playing. Here, just for comparison's sake, let's use Suzuka this time instead of Nero. Let us begin with JK Fox. Good, we finally made it to the trail. From here, we could reach the peak in an hour if we hurry without stopping. But then we'd be too tired to fight, so we won't be doing that. So we hurry, but we also take breaks when we need to. No pushing ourselves too hard and no getting exhausted. I can push myself a bit. We need to get there as soon as possible. As they say, even heaps of dust make a mountain in time. We need to hurry, but push yourself too much and all of a sudden you can go no further. And if that ends up taking you out of commission just when it really counts, you'd never be able to forgive yourself. So if you start to get so tired that you feel it in your knees, take a break. We still have a long way ahead of us.
In that case, why don't I carry him? I may not look like it, but I am capable of carrying almost a ton. That much? I mean, that's amazing, but I'm afraid it would be too risky. If you happen to drop him for any reason while we were running at our top speed, he could be seriously injured, or worse. Especially since this isn't exactly the safest path.
Indeed. There's no telling when we might run into more monsters, so we need to proceed with caution. Then it's settled. Let's go. You're a weird, motley bunch, that's for sure. I guess this age of war really is over. I know there ain't a ton of people living decent lives out there, but there's something about you that's more than just passing strange, Gouda. What do you mean? I don't remember what my grandkids look like anymore. It was a terrible time to be alive back then. For most people, it took everything they had just to stay alive. All the samurai cared about was conquering other provinces, so there was no end of war on this tiny island. Every now and then we'd get a great leader, but they'd always die well before their time, and there was no guarantee that their successor would be worth a damn. And if a powerful province came and invaded us, our feudal lords inevitably proved all but useless. In order to fight a war, you need money, food, and manpower. It wasn't enough that our lords would demand we hand over our money. They also demanded our lives. Working the rice fields was hard enough, but they came in and drafted all the young farmers for the army. Then all of the fields were neglected. In the worst case, those farmers would even get killed in battle. On top of that, whenever a battle broke out near a village, soldiers would invade it and take everything from food to women. For most people in times of war, life is hell. That's true. Japan's Warring States period was a truly horrifying time to be alive. There was no God or Buddha to be found then. Maybe there was something worth caring about if you looked hard enough, but I never found it. Nor did I ever see any God or Buddha feeding starving children after a war came to an end. Put another way, the blades of that time were too strong. They offered neither salvation nor forgiveness. Back then, it seemed like the fires of war would rage on forever. Even if some feudal lord managed to claim the empire for himself and we enjoyed a time of peace for a while. It was always just a matter of time before another war would break out. At least that's what I used to think. Why are you looking at me? I can see it in your eyes. You've been through a lot, but you grew up in privilege. Yours are the eyes of someone who's never gone hungry, or lived in fear of war, or had to sleep out in the cold. And you don't come from nobility either, do you? I'm just an ordinary guy. It may not be a straight line from Iemitsu's reign to your time, but eventually... Now I know this land will be home to kids with gentle eyes like yours. Even if people like you seem strange to me. Truth be told, it's hard for me to imagine a time filled with oddballs like you, but if this so-called peaceful world gets us there eventually, I guess it's not all bad.
Grandpa. That was so cheesy.
Shut up.
Aw, you're blushing, Grandpa. How cute. Oh, and for the record, I don't think the Age of War was all that bad either.
Oh?
After all, you were there during it. So was I, and so was Kotaro. Donzo, I know you're active now, but you were around during the Age of War too, weren't you? Yes, I was. So we've all got something in common then. We're willing to risk our lives to save children that are total strangers to us. That makes us all oddballs, as Grandpa Muramasa put it.
Bah, give it a rest.
Muramasa Dono, I have a question for you as well. Earlier, when you said you don't remember what your grandchildren looked like, was that a figure of speech?
No, I honestly don't remember. Thinking back on it now, I devoted every day of my life to forging swords and nothing else. Where blades are concerned, as long as you make them as you were taught, they can cut through almost anything. But that just wasn't enough for me. A sword forged by a true master should, at least I thought, be able to cut through anything. I was born and raised to make swords and nothing else. Even as everyone else around me starved to death, my work as a smith kept putting food on my table. That's why I thought my swords had to be able to cut anything, or else there'd be no point to my life. So I set out to make the ultimate sword. I ended up forging so many blades. But only because if I didn't, I'd never be able to make one that was truly peerless. I decided that sword should be capable of cutting through bonds, certainty, even karma. And just so you know, the Myojingiri I lent Musashi isn't that. That one's just an evil super blade that ended up reaching the demonic realm. That sounds more than powerful enough, but I guess it's still not the sort of blade you were seeking, is it? No, it's not. I'm probably not making much sense to you, but that's okay. No one else can understand what it is I'm seeking. It's barely one step removed from madness, or maybe I went mad a long time ago and just never realized it. I barely remember my kids' or my grandkids' faces. I have some recollection of the disciples who carried on my smithing techniques, but that's all. I never did anything fatherly or grandfatherly for my family, and yet, here I am. I don't give a damn whether this place is a dream, an illusion, or reality. This is where I ended up. I don't know who summoned me or why, but...
Then you are a servant too, just like Kotaro Dono.
That's right. I'm not good for anything besides making swords, but for some reason I showed up here. I know I haven't exactly come back to life, but even so I made a decision. Now that I found myself with a new life here, I'm gonna make the most of it. It'd make me real happy to see Onoi get married or travel wherever the wind takes her, just like Musashi. Same for Tasuke. I'd be happy to see the little guy grow up and become a merchant, or a military officer. Or hell, he could even travel as well. So I'm doing everything I can to make that happen. I've forged spades, hoes, even pots so I could save up money. When I dematerialize, I want them to choose their own futures and do what makes them happy. To grow up in a peaceful world, never knowing what it's like to be hungry. So I won't have any damn thing get in my way. Not a giant snake or nothing.
I'm sensing an evil aura. A really big one.
Oh, did he have to say giant snake? That roar, that giant body. Big enough to reach the heavens. It's exactly the same kind of great serpent the assassin of Paraiso controlled.
What's it doing here? I thought that was Paraiso's noble phantasm.
Wait. Of course. The Oni of Mount Oe. There are some stories that say Shuten Doji is the daughter of the god of Oe, which would make her one of Yamato no Orochi's descendants. In which case, it's entirely possible that some Gata Hell could make use of the same power behind Paraiso's curse.
How is that possible? Besides, no one should be going around summoning ancient serpents in the first place. It's using its whole body to block our path, huh? It knows we're in a hurry. Well, if that's how it wants to play, then I won't show it any mercy. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm going all out to take this monster down. I don't know who this snake is descended from, and I don't give a damn. If it insists on getting in our way, I'll chop it up into bite-sized pieces. Not that I'll actually eat any of them.
I don't know, you could make some grilled snake. It's time for the power of JK Fox. Huh, I never realized that Suzuka was as tall as she is.
罠だ。
Okay.
It's her shoes? Not entirely. I mean, look, compared to Okita, she's a fair bit taller, even if she went to normal size shoes. What do you mean, sagas? You mean in the Fate Stay Night visual novel? No, she's just super duper soft-spoken waifu. Therefore, she has to have a very soft voice all the time for senpai.
Hi.
I hate these snakes because they can seal your entire team's MP and crit your entire team. You know what? It's worth murdering them with 2 Mumion Sandanzukis.
一歩と二歩向け三歩絶倒無用三段突き
Yay!
こんぐらいできて当然だし。
Why isn't she a jet? Give it 2 years. Master, please stand back. We've mortally wounded it. But it's too strong to just die right away. If you stay too close, it could hurt you as well. I'm not backing off.
Gura Dono, I don't understand. Can't you give orders and provide support from farther back just as well?
You see, for most servants summoned at Caldia, the closest we can be to Master, the better. Essentially, staying close by significantly enhances our power. That's why Master always stays by our side. In fact, if anything, we should carry Master around like a backpack. But in this case, it's just too dangerous for you to be here, Master. Which is exactly why I have to stay nearby. Don't worry, this is how I always fight. Don't be so stubborn, kid. You should listen to the red-headed ninja once in a while.
Gura!
Damn it, the serpent went after Master with the last of its strength. Hang on, Master, I can see you rolling down the slope. I'm coming to get you, so stay where you... You're still rolling. Whee!
There's a new enemy coming in from the front. It's another black serpent, identical to the one we just fought. Another one? Now?
I'm okay.
This is fine.
Master! Master!
Sorry, Gura! Once we make it out of here, I'll come after you right away!
Spinning down the mountain. Section 12. Kala Sutra Hell Ending. Oh? I must have been knocked out. Every joint in my body hurts when I try to stand. I'm not sure what's going on. Is it so dark because it's night? I don't seem to have any serious injuries, so that's good. Wait. I thought this was maybe Old Man on his deathbed, Musashi. I still think it is. I'm gonna continue. I'm starting to get a handle on things. It's not dark because it's night. It's dark because I'm in a cave. There's a campfire, so I can see craggy rock walls all around me. The ceiling is pretty low. But who made the campfire? Oh, no, it's us. Why did they use the same background? Pretend we were just talking like Solid Snake for fun. Alright, that's enough being Snake. Normal voice now. Last thing I remember, the giant serpent hit me with its tail and sent me tumbling down the mountain. That must have been when I lost consciousness. I guess someone saved me. With a quick look around, I can make out someone's silhouette. Whoever it is, they look fairly small. It's not Donzo. The sense of relief I feel turns into a cold chill running down my spine. There's no mistaking her. It's the heroic spirit swordmaster. Berserker of Samgata Hell is here with me. Oh, okay. No, they got their names right. Never mind. My bad, chat.
Ara, good morning. You're awake now, Try not to move, would you? You sprained your ankle when you took a tumble. It looks so terribly painful. Don't worry. It's still night. The sun hasn't risen yet. Ara, don't be afraid. We can cozy up a bit and be friends, can't we? I just felt like doing this, you know. I was hanging around the peak until Kala Sutra kicked me off. And wouldn't you know, while I was walking around, so dreadfully bored and wishing I had a kid of my own to eat, lo and behold, you dropped right into my lap. At first I was going to just eat you up. But then I thought, what's the point of a living human if I can't make them squirm a little bit? That way I get dinner and a show. Just kidding. Relax, if I was going to eat you, I wouldn't have patched up that poor little ankle of yours. These sorts of chances don't come along every day, you know. You should enjoy this while you can. Would you like a drink, Danahan? It's the height of elegance to share a drink before we get down to it, don't you think?
Get down to it? I like where this is going. Why would you patch up an enemy?
Well, I'm an Oni born and raised. Look at these horns of mine. So sharp, Completely obscene, aren't they? Even in death, I'm still an Oni. I don't know much about heroic spirits. All I know is that I'm still an Oni. And the thing about Oni is, we take what we want, we violate what or who we please, but sometimes we show a bit of love for others when the moon strikes us. We even smile when we want to, as we destroy and consume whatever we wish. That's just who we are, Danahan. It's what everyone is so terrified of. You've read the stories about us, right? We're such wild, evil creatures. Everyone's so scared of us, and everyone hates us. But I don't mind. Sometimes we do have an urge to just go wild. It's just who we are.
Are Onui and Tasuke alright?
No idea, Danahan. They were the last time I saw them, though. But come on, are they really all that's on your mind right now? I'm in a good mood right now. I'm feeling very generous. Normally, I'd never bother to patch up the leader of an enemy I'm about to fight. So strange, I could just hear Imperio now, yelling about how I've gone crazy. Of course I'm crazy. I'm a heroic spirit swordmaster berserker.
Oh yeah, there is a bandage on my ankle.
You're welcome. I tried to be gentle so I didn't accidentally rip your foot off, you know. Oh good, I didn't cut off the circulation. What a twist it would have been if I accidentally made your foot rot off while I was trying to save it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ara, are my ears working right? Well, aren't you polite? Don't bother thanking an Oni. I only helped you because I felt like it. But you are quite welcome just the same. Try not to think much of it. After all, we'll be going at each other so ferociously very soon, won't we?
Phrasing. Are you going to let me go?
Of course. A promise is a promise, after all, even for those as wicked as us heroic spirit sword masters. Why would you ever think otherwise?
Well, it's hard to trust someone who takes hostages.
Well, you've got me there. We are pretty awful, aren't we? We're horrible, hateful, wicked creatures. Is that really what you think of us, Danahan? Well, that's too bad. The final two swordmasters are even more wicked than we are cute. And that's truly saying something, don't you think?
Impossible.
The Saber of Imperio, a true master of the sword, and the caster of Limbo, the mage. They're both such freakish beings that even demons don't go near them. You've seen them yourself once, right? Even I wouldn't dare mess with them with this weak little spirit origin. I doubt that Kala Sutra Hell would either. If we had to fight them, I want to at least have the same bodies and power we did when we were alive.
Even you and Raiko couldn't defeat them.
How can I put this? It's nothing as simple as strength and weakness. It's more like Imperio and Caster are just gruesome. One is a creature whose one and only purpose is killing, a soul who's truly gifted at cutting human bodies apart in the most cold and efficient way possible. The other one has nothing but loathing for this world. They'd like nothing more than to see all of it rot and burn away.
They both sound pretty awful.
That's right. I was thinking the exact same thing. On a slightly different note, you really don't mind having a nice little chat with me, do you? You don't really strike me as the recklessly brave sort either. So, Danahan, why are you so comfortable around me?
Flashbacks to the Dojins. I know another version of you.
Is that so? I knew there was something different about you. Well then, why don't we try this? This'll be for all the marbles, Danahan. Now, don't try to run. Yes, just stay nice and still. There's a good boy. Don't move. Now, I won't hurt you. We're friends now, right? Just relax, Danahan. Everything's fine. Here, feel my hand. It's so cold, isn't it? Now, what would you say if I told you could have anything you wanted so long as you joined us?
Give Onoi and Tasuke back.
Really? If I was the sort of Oni you knew from storybooks, I wonder what I'd say when I gave them back. But I am a real Oni, so I'd never do that. Sorry, Danahan. Oh, shh. I know. It hurts so bad having me tear a hole in your stomach. Shh. Believe me, I know. I've been there.
Is she good or bad? I can never tell. She's hot though.
Is she good or bad? I wonder.
This used to happen to me so much more often than I would have liked. Especially when I was playing with Raiko and her 4 Heavenly Kings. They never did learn to pull their punches. Especially that brat with the golden hair. Of course, I used to gouge out their insides and stir them up all the time, too. Turnabout is fair play, after all. This is what humans and Oni do. They kill each other, tear at each other, rip each other apart. There you go. Hang on now, Danahan. That's it. Just grit your teeth and bear it. Lie back and think of Caldia. Now, what were those called again? Magical something? Oh yeah, magical circuits. I'm just going to play with yours a little bit, so bear with me, okay? Good boy, good boy. Oops, silly me. That was a bone. Now, nothing to worry about. Oh, I know, it hurts, doesn't it? You can cry if you want to, Danahan. Bawl your eyes out. That helps with the pain, right? Don't go screaming now. If you do, the neighbors might hear. And then what would they think? So you just be nice and quiet. This can be our little secret, okay, Danahan? I'm so sorry. It hurts, doesn't it? I know it hurts. Makes you want to cry, doesn't it? I do feel so very, very bad about this, you know. Is this your first time having your insides stirred up? Oh, my bad. I'm so bad. But you know, I can't stop now. Hey, I know. Why don't you count the cracks in the ceiling? That might help you take your mind off of the pain. Here, we can do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Poor thing. She cried herself right to sleep. What a brave little girl she is, trying to keep her little brother safe. But in the end, she's still just a child. She must be terrified right now. But still, she manages to speak up through her tears. No wonder she was so tired. Go ahead and sleep, little one. Now, what was your name again? Onui. And your baby brother's name is Tasuke, I think. What lovely names your parents gave you. I think I recall a lullaby from the Edo baby. The Edo period. Sleep, baby, sleep. Oh, my baby, sleep. What a good boy you are. Good night. Sleep tight. Where did your guardian go? Over the mountain, back to the village. She brought you a souvenir. What did she bring you? A pallet drum and a small bamboo flute. Come on, Mom. What's the next part? Please sing the rest. Where am I? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're not my mom. Was I asleep? It's okay, Onui. Huh? It's okay. You're just a little girl. You don't need to worry about things like that. Of course you miss your mother. Of course you might confuse another long-haired woman for her sometimes. I don't blame you for that at all, Onui. Huh? Are you a nice lady? Does this mean you're not a bad Oni? I'm not sure. Maybe I am a bad Oni. If I wasn't, I would have untied you. So you must never let your guard down around me. We are Oni, two of the worst, most evil Oni you'll ever meet. Tasuke likes you. He says you remind him of our mom. I see. So I remind this child of his mother. Yes, in life I did try to be a mother to someone. Perhaps that is why he sees me that way. Even though I've gone mad beyond redemption. Even though I believe this world to be a living hell. Even though I've long since hit rock bottom, and my hands and soul alike are tainted with blood. Miss... But even if this world is a living hell, even if my own children aren't here, I still wish to be like a mother if I can. Make sure not to move. I promise I won't hurt you. One-san, what are you doing with your katana?
Ono is having mama troubles, meanwhile we're getting our insides stirred up for the first time in our lives. Quite the day we're having. So Shuten is bad. Yes, Shuten is bad. In fact, of all of the different bad servants that can be summoned in Caldia, Shuten may be the baddest bad. That we've been able to summon. Well, at least the most chaotic. At least the most chaotic. Now that story. Please, don't move, Master. You need to stay still. We found you here collapsed here and with a terrible injury. I'm sorry it took us so long. I used some of my clan's secret ointment to close your wound, but I'm afraid you must have lost a lot of blood. At least if these bloodstains on the ground are any indication. Please, take some time to rest up. Just keep lying down and let yourself recuperate. How are we on time?
Don't worry, it's still night. We'll head out again once you've gotten some rest. Like Kotaro said, it looks like you lost a whole lot of blood, and I don't think you can stand up just yet anyway. You need to get some rest. Honestly, I wish we could just let you stay here, but we can't. We need you to fight with us. So rest up until the last possible moment. Then we'll all head back.
Muramasa Dono and Danzo Dono are keeping watch outside. Again, I implore you to get some rest, Master.
You think she was rooting around in your insides? What the hell? That's one of the worst things I've ever heard. What was that Oni thinking? Did she avoid your vital spots on purpose just so she could mess with you?
That's terrible. I don't understand Oni at all. Oh, good. You're awake. I caught some fish and a rabbit. You can cook them on the campfire. Get some food in you so you can get your strength back. Have one of those ninja's pills while you're at it. Once you can stand again, come with me. Oh, and I guess you can tell me what happened to you, too. I ran into one of the Oni. She said they would keep their promise. I see. Eat up, then get some rest. We'll head for the peak again at daybreak.
Anna? What's this? You got here a lot sooner than I thought you would. We gave you until sunrise, which I think was more than enough time. I was looking forward to watching you all cowering in fear. But it's only just past daybreak. It's barely even morning. I know the moon is still out, but that's just what happens whenever we get serious. Sorry about that. I know it's a pain. Anyway, it's so nice of you to hurry all this way. Of course, if you just want to hurry up and die, we're happy to oblige. I could always just twist your heads right off and drink your blood from the source. We will not be drinking anyone's blood. We'll simply follow our karma and allow our curse of annihilation to do the rest. There's Kala Sutra. She's the only one I can do something about. Samgata likes to play around, so we should be able to handle her if we rush her all at once, but that definitely won't work on Kala Sutra. The only way to defeat her is to best her in a head-on test of skill, but am I really good enough for that? Yo, pretty Oni! Thanks for sticking to your word and waiting for us at the peak like you said you would. That must have been hard as much as you two seem to hate each other's guts. I'm guessing you had some major differences of opinion, didn't you? Not that I give a damn. Now come on, we held up our end of the deal. Give us back the kids.
We're Onui and Tasuke. Give them back.
Anna, you mean the kids? I already ate them. It had been so long since I had children, so I was sure to savor them. I ate every last bite. I started at the toes and worked my way up. Bones cracked, blood gushed, muscles twitched, flesh tore. And before I knew it, there was nothing left, not even the bones. Sorry I don't have any leftovers for you. You ate them? Did you truly kill those children?
Enough with the act. We're the kids.
I already told you I ate them. What's your deal? Oni are many things, but we're not liars.
Even for a lie, that was an extremely poor taste, Samgata hell. If you'd done that, you wouldn't have bothered taking them hostage in the first place. Saying you killed them doesn't help you. Not knowing if they're alive or dead keeps us at a disadvantage. We have to act on the assumption that they're still alive. If you were just going to throw away that advantage anyway, you wouldn't have needed to kidnap them.
Then again, they could have just used them as bait to lure us out here. How about it, Hells? Did you really eat them? Ah, what a joke. I thought you were smarter than that. Did you not realize that you're dealing with two Oni? Do you really think we only care about right or reason? I mean, we at least care a little. Not that you fought all those big Oni and giant serpents on the way here. And now that your master's had his insides all stirred up and lost so much blood, he must be exhausted. And arguing over whether we ate the kids or not is only going to make that worse, won't it? So now that he's so thoroughly tired out, I bet his meat must be nice and tender now. It's about time to have a snack anyway. Would you mind if I try some to find out?
Look, another giant black serpent.
Preparing for combat. I shall eliminate the heroic spirit swordmasters in accordance with with Tajimadono's orders.
All right, everyone, let's take it down together. Remember, chat, it doesn't matter that Shu Tendoji stirred up our insides. She is still very much waifu material. Don't you cheer no at me.
宗師枕を紐解けば音に聞こえし大東連文術剣大神道恋愛葉っぱ天気雨邪魔うざいっつうの
You know, one thing that surprises me. Uh-oh. One thing that kind of surprises me is the simple fact that... Wow, that's stun. I cleanse you.
Okay.
The simple fact that there hasn't been a line from Shu Tendoji yet where she'd said something along the lines of, "Don't you want to be inside of me?" before, you know, doing her whole "I'm gonna melt you down and eat you" thing. After all, chat, don't you want to be inside of her? Oh, well, she left.
Okay.
Oh no, he did it! He actually did it! That bastard serpent did it. Well, bye, Waver.
剣にて敵をうがつ
Alright, you little bastard serpent, it's time to die.
お任せを一歩音二歩無剣三歩絶倒無妙三段突き
このように運動も得意なようであった。
Waver did do his job. Nero showed up for 2 seconds and took complete and total credit for the victory with her voice line. After doing nothing. Just like the real Nero. Alright, enough of that. Alright, it's time. This one's a relatively tough fight. We will be fighting both of them at once. They both have break bars, and they're both relatively healthy. Oddly enough, Raiko's one of the best possible servants to use for this fight because she's strong against demons. Simple as that. Shuten's also really good for this fight because she's strong against Raiko, but we're going to take Jack because she's stronger against Raiko. Thems will be my damage dealers. Alright, let's go.
This is so much fun. If I'd only just managed to rebuild that Orochi, you know. Technically, it's still descended from the god of Oi, but you cut through it like it was nothing. So scary. I can't remember the last time I've had this much fun. Glad you're enjoying yourself, because I'm really not. That thing was tough and slippery, and I hated it. Oh, that's not fair. You shouldn't be able to move around it that well in an outfit that fancy.
It's true. Every character should be dressed like Shuten Doji, male and female. That way they can move around well. This is the true future that I advocate.
Ma, I guess that's okay now and then, though. It's getting me all hot and bothered even now. I'm falling for you so hard, it's taking everything I can not to strangle you. Your nape looks good enough to eat. That's enough, you despicable insect. No more games. It's almost noon, and so we will fulfill our end of the deal and face you in battle. It's time for your execution. No, wait. This isn't an execution, is it? I suppose the Lord Sorcerer has his reasons. At any rate, justice is not a concern of ours. That will make this even more of a slaughter. A mass murder. Indeed, a massacre. If this world truly is hell, then we shall perform our roles as Oni.
Her magical energy just surged. No, it's not just her. Some gods as hell did the same.
I'm gonna go all out now. Try to last as long as you can, okay? We heroic spirit sword masters are invincible. Blades, arrows, poison. Not even cannons or fire can hurt us. In the name of Lucifer, the great Satan himself, we will mercilessly slaughter humans everywhere.
No more stalling. Just give us back the kids.
Sorry, Gouda, but diplomacy isn't going to work at this point. They're not going to listen to us. They mean to kill us. There's no getting around that. They won't stop until we're dead or they are. No wonder they both have hell in their names. Kotaro Dono, you handle the pure Oni. I'll take care of the human one. Get ready, Samurai General. I'll block your lightning sword with my void. That's the spirit. Very well then. In the name of Lucifer, the great Satan himself, we shall do battle. Come forth, my blood-soaked river frontier. This mountain of bodies and river of blood shall serve as the stage for our battle and consume the loser's soul upon their defeat. The cursed name of my blade is Berserker of Samgata Hell. The true name of my vessel, Shuten Doji. The cursed name of my blade is Rider of Kalasutra Hell. The true name of my vessel, Minamoto no Raiko. Prepare yourself, Shinren Musashi. Our final battle is upon us. Let's do this!
Thank you, Versita, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy the show, and thank you for the support.
Eire Kengo 7番勝負 4,5 番目 宮本武蔵ライダー国上地獄一切粛清源の来光バーサーカー集合地獄一切妖遊主天童子いざ尋常に勝負
These intros are great. Formation restriction not on my watch. Swap.
ご覧になってください。お任せ。夢のように片付けよう。
It's time for damage. The damage shall be big.
お任せ。夢のように片付けよう。
ご命令あらあらまあまあ
あらあらまあまあ
来たれい我が中心我が手足我が具足四天王などこれこの通り五王将来天網開会痛いですか
シャー
Oh no. That's what I was afraid of. Everybody stunned. Stop hurting my daughter.
これだね。これだね。切るね。子よりは地獄。私たちは炎、雨、マリアザリッパー。
Oh, Jack, I love you.
シャー。解体するよ。
Ah, come on, really?
これだね。
That's really unfortunate there now, isn't it?
承知いたしました。あら、あなたの刃ですもの。あら、承知いたしました。あらあら、まあまあ。せい。ごめん。
Don't hit Merlin. Don't hit Merlin. Fuck! We're screwed! We lose. We got really fucked over by RNG. That's it. Yep, we lose. I'm gonna have to revive everyone. I needed Merlin not to get hit for one turn. Or I needed the stun to go through. The stun didn't hit, even though it should have. She has no debuff resistance or anything like that. Game just happened to fuck me over. Cool.
空気のためですね。やあ。せい。や。
Musashi's not going to be able to finish this fight. She's going to lose really hard. She's going to get crit to death really hard.
着衣が乱れてしまいます。無念。唐突にひらめいた。オートモン。任せ、オートモン。
Put everything that Musashi has into it, but... As you can see, that's decent damage, but I would need to do that like 4 more turns. And I highly doubt we're going to do that. Hmm.
待ってました。待ってました。なんの。切り返せるか。
Yeah. Yep. I will revive everyone because... Fuck that. Fuck that RNG. It doesn't matter if the first skill is good for getting MP. We died in 2 turns. I wouldn't have got MP in time on Musashi. Musashi is fucking awful. In the confines of this... set of story quests.
私たちは炎、雨、マリアザリッパー。
I'm not willing to spend 25 more AP on RNG. If she didn't target Merlin, we would have won. If she would have been stunned by Gander, like she should have been, we would have won. Neither of those happened. Oh well. No biggie. It's not like the rest of this is all that hard anyway.
Oh, that wasn't very nice of you. But that's okay. Nobody wants to hear a story about a bad Oni winning, right? That hurts. It really does hurt. I can't remember the last time my chest hurt this badly. Then again, with this big a hole through me, I guess it should hurt pretty bad. But you know, believe it or not, I really did give this all I had, you know.
Or Shutendoji.
I don't understand. I blocked your blade. How can it still hurt this much? So this is the power of the Myojingiri Muramasa. No, this is your power, isn't it? The true power of Shinmen Musashi. Yes, I couldn't spot it back when I fought Inshun Dono, but with you two it was all too easy to see. I may still have a long way to go, but even I could see how completely your karma had stagnated. If I couldn't cut something so obvious, I'd have no right to hold a sword. Thanks, Kala Sutra Hell. Without you two, I wouldn't have gotten the hang of severing karma. Keep your sarcastic thanks. You and I know full well you didn't need our help to figure that out. Still, I don't understand. How could a servant like me lose to a flesh and blood human like you? You may excel in taking on large armies, but in a one-on-one duel, I had the upper... No, that's not it. The only reason I was able to beat you is because I've met swordsmen who are better than you before. You were stronger than me, but I've already battled others who were stronger than you. In which case, I can't afford to lose to you. Not when I've got bigger fish to fry. Well, that's nice. You already have someone you hate more than me, so I simply don't measure up, huh? But I suppose that's just what swordsmen are like. I see you're as fiercely competitive as any of them. I envy that. I never had a rival who could push me so far. This age's swordsmen are truly fascinating. In a one-on-one duel, they're all monsters in their own right. Gudo, was it? The master who came here from the far-off land of Chaldea. Please, take good of those two children. Take good care of those two children. You should find Onoi and Tasuke in the small shrine up ahead. Some got to hell. Shutendoji was indeed lying earlier. We didn't lay a finger on them. I simply can't bring myself to kill children. I must have been broken inside, right from the beginning. Well before I was embedded with the curse and became a heroic spirit swordsmaster. And that's why I just couldn't act in how I was supposed to. If we heroic spirit swordsmasters are supposed to curse everything that's good and embody all that's evil, then I failed because I am broken. Still, I'm glad that I'm broken. Thanks to that, I didn't end up killing those children.
Raiko.
Could I ask you to give Onoi a message for me?
What is it?
Tell her that I'm sorry for tying her up. I'm afraid I got a little rough when I cut her ropes.
Whether I tell Onoi your message or not is up to her. Depends on what she thinks of you.
Okay. And if I may ask you something as well, Guda Dono. We 7 heroic spirit swordsmasters are wicked creatures attempting to consume this entire world. Please, make sure you defeat all of us. Prevent the arrival of Onriedo. And save the children of Shimousa from our scheme.
I will.
Thank you. Ah, I wish Kintoki were here. You two would have gotten along so well. If only he were here, I could have died at your hands sooner. I'm a disgrace as a mother.
Don't worry, I know Kintoki, we're cool bros.
Well fought, rider of Kala Sutra Hell, berserker of Samgata Hell.
I found them. They're okay. Neither has a scratch on them.
Thank goodness. That is a tremendous relief.
You said it. But I thought they were tied up.
The tall lady with the sword went swoosh and cut them for us. Say, where is she? She said she was going to talk to all of you. Are you done talking already? Yep, we're all done. She left already. There was something important she had to go take care of, but she did ask us to tell you she says hi. I see. She said she was an Oni, but she wasn't really a bad person, was she?
Nah.
I knew it! You know, when Tasuke was getting fussy, she lulled him back to sleep right away. She also let me rest my head on her lap and sang us a lullaby. She reminded me of Mom. So...
Onui, did you know all along? I see. That's great, Onui. But you shouldn't stay outside for too long or you'll catch a cold. Let's go home. We'll go straight to bed and have breakfast at noon after we wake up. Oh, she gave me a message for you. What was it again? Yeah, she said she was sorry for tying you up.
It didn't hurt at all. The ropes were really loose.
I see.
You know, Grandpa, she really did remind me of Mom.
What is it?
She was just like her.
Yeah.
She was just as warm as Mom was.
Donzo Dono, we should be on our way. Master and the others are heading back to the Hermitage. Donzo Dono, are you...
Oh, no, my apologies. I was simply rebooting. Please, go on without me, Kotaro Dono. I shall catch up soon.
Okay. Got it. Then I'll see you at the bottom.
By the way, Kotaro Dono, earlier you didn't quite finish speaking. Was there something else you wanted to tell me?
No, it's nothing. Please, pay it no mind. That's right. It is nothing since you don't remember me. This world is different from its original history. I don't think it began here in Shimousa or Tokei. That's why you're still operating, continuing to serve as a ninja. Isn't that right, Mother? Let's end Section 12.
Onui and Tasuke are both fast asleep. After the day they had, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't wake up until tomorrow. They must be exhausted after everything that happened, so we should let them rest for as long as they need.
Onui's such a strong girl.
She really is. And she's still so young, too. Hell, when I was her age... On second thought, never mind, let's not get into that. Oh right, I've got something else to tell you before Grandpa Muramasa heads to his smithy. Basically, I have some thoughts about Samgata Hell and Kala Sutra Hell that I thought I should share. In a word, they seemed kinda strange to me. I faced Oni several times before, not just in Onigashima, but I've never met any Oni quite like them. Of course, they were still very Oni-like, but... It was odd, talking with them like that. And then there's things like some god of hell sticking your hand in your stomach without killing you. How is your wound doing? It still hurts, doesn't it?
Just a little. Kotora's ointment really helped.
Is that so? Are you just trying to tough it out? Are you seriously trying to make sure I don't worry about you? Or do you feel like you can't afford to let a little pain stop you when we still have 2 sword masters and their ringleader to fight? Of course, I guess it could be all of the above, huh? In fact, I bet that's what it is. Even when all the odds are against you, you never back down. And it's not because you know you can always find a way to escape, it's because you never give up on life. I'll take your silence as a yes. Well, I'm not about to back out either. Now that we've come this far, I'll stick with you to the end. If you want to fight, I'll fight. If you want to run, I'll join you. I'll follow you anywhere, even to another world. But you're not going to run away, are you?
Well, still haven't paid Inshun back with interest.
That's right, we did promise him we would take care of everything that's threatening Shimousa, didn't we? I'm staying with you until that's done. Who will you face next? Who will you protect? Who will you save? I trust you to do whatever you think is right. Me, I'll just stick to fighting however I like.
The race for blood has reached its climax. Between Hitachi, Shimousa, the army slaughtered at the Arakawa River, and Sagami, there are now well over 10,000 humans dead. Through these massacres, the heroic spirit sword masters have spread regret and loathing across this world, even as they offered up their own souls upon their deaths. What a truly, truly, truly fantastic job they did. Samgata Hell, the Berserker Oni, Kalasutra Hell, the Motherly Rider. I applaud you both for your excellent work. You've proven your foolishness and been utterly humiliated beyond compare. Fantastic. No wonder you both left your mark as heroes of humanity. You were both excellent role models for anti-heroes everywhere. Fantastic, splendid, wonderful! Sure is a lot more elbow room in this place now. The 2 bloodstained flowers who bloom brightest at night are both gone. This Master of Caldia person and Shinmen Musashi are stronger than we thought. Gyuda, Shinmen Musashi, they're the protectors of the human world whether they realize it or not. They fight so they may live. They struggle so they may live. Ah, such contemptible righteous souls. They're the spitting image of Seimei himself. That is as it should be. Our opponents should strive for nothing less. There's no point in slaughtering those who have given up on life. However, there is meaning in destroying a world overflowing with the desire to live. Uh-huh. The way you say that makes it sound like you have a lot of faith in them, Lord Sorcerer. If you've run out of other pawns, does this mean I'm up next? I was all set to rot away in the mountains. You're the one that brought me back. I never had any attachment in life. If you want to send me out next, I'll be happy to go out in a blaze of glory. No need. All you need concern yourself with is remaining by my side. Besides, if you were to go out... What did the Lord Sorcerer say? If you were to go out, it would all be over too quickly. How absurd! How preposterous! Clearly I misheard him. I see. In that case, I'll just devote myself to being your worthless right-hand man until this is all over. The time is already upon us. With the race for blood finished, Onriedo will soon be complete. As a holy grail, Onriedo shall collect the heroic spirit swordmaster's souls. It has already collected 5, even as they have brought many other souls with them. Heroic Spirit Swords Masters, your ultimate purpose is to die. You are not here to prove your prowess with a sword. You harbor blood-stained blades within your souls. Go forth, kill, and die! You are not but I know that silhouette. I'm using the entirely wrong voice. They finally show a silhouette of the sorcerer, and I know exactly who that is. That just shows that he has a good silhouette. You are not but sacrifices whose blood knows only slaughter. Offer up your souls, bladed ones, and bring Onriedo to fruition. Only 2 of you remain. I am of course speaking to you, Limbo and Imperio. Even after I embedded your souls with the curse of annihilation, you've retained your sense of self. Your blades are tainted beyond redemption with none of a heroic spirit's pride. Now go and fulfill your final duty. Once you have, my own Riedo will manifest here in Shimousa. I understand. Everything is for our ambitions, for our karma. When all is turned to hell, we shall triumph. What a lovely thing to say. You have neither pride to lose nor a soul detained. No wonder you've attained such beauty. It's more than I can bear. Now that your blade has fallen as far as it can go, tainted beyond repair, I look forward to seeing where it leads you. May you have an excellent slaughter, and an excellent death. I actually completely forgot that he was the Lord Sorcerer and even showed up in this singularity at all. It's that guy.
この季節の夕日は何事も小さな備蓄から始まるもの。
Alright, and we are set up for the grand finale tomorrow, where we will go through the last sections of Shimousa. Until then, it's farming and whatever else. We wait till tomorrow. I hope you guys are excited for us to get sat on. It'll be great. See you then, VOD viewers.